But the biggest thing today, and I mean, I just noticed this the moment I looked at the scanner. Magenta peak, 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 magenta peak. Okay? This is going to be a retracement day. No doubt about it. You're going to get some big retracements. Some of them have really, really already come in. This is the meter window, and you can see I've got the Swiss franc crude, the euro, British pound, the dollar index, the Dow, the NASDAQ, and gold. You can see, number one, the dollar is going up, the euro is coming down, the Swiss franc's coming down. Okay, that was a big clue to me. Hey, I wanted to focus on the Swiss franc. You know, I don't usually trade it. Today's one of those days I want to focus on it. Why? Because you were oversold. I mean, overbought. Excuse me. This told me right here I'm overbought on the Swiss franc. Okay? Now, back here, you were just about to the point of being overbought. Okay? And that was late last night. Then it still made a little bit of an up move on the Swiss franc. And now they're both heading towards each other. The euro is fixing to cross the dollar. You know, you could get a small bump here and then a continuation to the downside. Okay? These are the Dow, the NASDAQ, and gold. Okay? And you can see they were all heading down. And if you really notice it, you can see that you made a low here and you made a higher low here. What does that tell me? That tells me to check for divergence in price in the RSI. Okay? If you don't know how to look or spot divergence, if you actually looked on the Dow, do you see this red column here? That tells me immediately that I have divergence. If you look at the indicator on the chart, you see there is divergence. How do I know there is divergence? Okay? Because you got red dots, don't you? Do y'all see these little red dots here? So in other words, as price was making a new low, and it did make a new low, okay, the RSI did not make a lower low. Do y'all understand that? That is divergence. Price is doing one thing, your indicator is doing another. That tells you you're going to have what? You're going to have a pullback. Do y'all understand? Any questions on that? I don't have it on my chart, Stan. I'm doing it to show you. I can tell it from the meter. I can tell it from the radar screen. Okay? You know, if you're getting, and we did have higher RSI values that started to go down now, but we did have higher RSI values. Okay? But can everybody read the charts the same as me? No. Can everybody look at this meter and say, shit, I bet we had divergence right there? Probably not. You know, even between here, you know, that tells me, I need to go check the Swiss franc to see if that was divergence. So if I go over to the Swiss franc, I should have, an equal high there, right? I think my multi-chart's just locked up. I got a lot of data running this morning. Give me a minute, guys. There we go. It just took a while. I do have a lot of data coming in right now, so because of the scanner and projecting the screen, so give me just a minute. No, I haven't done that yet. Oop. Go back to here. All right. So this one is telling me we should have pretty much equal highs on the Swiss franc. Okay. From here to here, is that an equal high? It should be equal, is it? Right. And then if you look at the volume, do you see how the, if I can get my lines right, do you see how the volume was diverging? So you've got divergence on the RSI and you have divergence on the volume. What do you think it's going to do? It's going to go down and test for what? It's going to go down and test for sellers. Now, do I need this down here? No. I already know. I mean, I know whether I need to look at the RSI, and very seldom do I have to look at it. I can see it all through there. Do y'all understand now? I don't have the RSI on my chart. Why? Because I like a clean chart. Sellers versus via the congestion dot on the Swiss franc. Well, they're testing for sellers right now. You've got about 7.5 minutes left on that bar, but these are magenta peaks that's playing out on a higher time frame. So unless you're trading the 45-minute in isolation, I suggest you look at your higher time frames. Does everybody understand that? Yes, no, or maybe. Maybe. All right. Now, again, it may, do you see how it came back to this line? Then it came back and tested here. It broke through the black line. Now it's coming back to test that black line. It seems complex, but it's not as complex as you may think, okay? This is the way the market moves. It moves down, then it retraces, then it moves down, and then it retraces, okay? That's the way the market moves, right? We all know that. Okay? Now, if it moves down again and it tests this area, What would I anticipate? I would anticipate it going up. Will it go that far? No. It's exaggeration. But if it comes down on increasing volume, that means it's going to continue down and then we'll get another retracement later. The indicators are telling me that this is actually going to go through a bigger retracement, okay, only because the higher time frame has a magenta peak. And that means that we will get a stronger pullback. I'm trying to get the chart where I can move it over here. So on this one, okay, we move down, it pulls back, we move down, pulls back, moves down, okay? Now we can expect it to pull back to here. If it pulls back to here and then makes a higher low right there, then we're going to go up. Otherwise, we're going to continue down. It's just the way the markets move. It's always moving off of support and resistance, always. What we're doing is identifying where your support and where your resistance is. Do you understand it that way? And I am a firm believer that if it breaks support or if it breaks resistance, it will need to come back and test that same area to make sure that it does act as support or as resistance. Okay? No, I don't look at VWAP. It doesn't add anything to it. A full screen of your 45-minute Dow in multi-charts or NinjaTrader. Well, I really don't say anything is really useful, okay, or useless. Because I think it depends on how you use it. Is that what you wanted, Joseph? There we go. Now, these black lines that you see on my chart, they are daily highs and lows, okay? And, you know, a daily high or low acts as support and resistance, just like everything else does, okay? And that's why I use them. I just want to know where they are because you will find that they will stop price. And I mean, you can see it stopped it here, it stopped it here. And this is actually from the 720-minute chart. You can see that that also stopped it. Okay, and again, they were trying to break it. They retraced, tried to break it again. They did go through it, but it did not act as a resistance area. That's the reason they were able to go back up to this one. Okay. My bias today down. Actually, it's my bias today is retracement day. It goes back however many days you have on your chart, Dan. You know, if you have 10 days back, it goes 10 days back. If you have 30 days, it'll go 30 days back. It's whatever you have on the chart. What do I use? I use 10. We're having retracements between the 180 and the 720, depending on what you're trading this morning. Let's go through the scanner again. This is telling me you're getting a retracement on the 180-minute chart about 149 ticks. Okay, the Dow, you have a magenta peak. It will retrace about 145 ticks as it stands right now. On the S&P 500, long divergence, magenta peak, 65 ticks back. Euro, 180-minute chart, short divergence, telling you to go short, okay? Magenta peak, it's 29 ticks to the ATR. Euro, 720-minute chart, short divergence. Red, short, okay, there's your direction. Magenta peak, 210 ticks back. Swiss franc, 180-minute chart, short divergence. Magenta peak, you're going short, 62 ticks. Now, the difference on crude, do you see the short divergence here? Do you see a magenta peak here? No. Is the RSI above 50? No. Now, if it happens, that's a $3.95 retracement. You're early, though. You need 4 bars in your direction, Dan. So how long is 4 720-minute bars? 2 days? All right, you need 4 180-minute bars. How many days is that? Right. With the market opening, do you typically get a very, very strong movement? Yes, you do. Okay. Could it take 2 days to play out? Yes, it could take 2 days to play out. It could play out between today and tomorrow. It could play out overnight. It could play out by 4 o'clock today. You could do all types of different binaries and spreads for that scenario. Does everybody understand now? Now, going back to the 45-minute Dow chart, okay? At one time, this was below zero, okay, telling you that sellers were stepping in. It is not like that now, okay? In fact, now it's telling me it's probably going to flip this ATR, okay? And that's fine. That's what I want it to do, so I am good to go. Everybody understand that? Now, do I have the scanner like this for NinjaTrader? Right now, no, I don't. I do have the trend scanner that is available for NinjaTrader. It's a market analyzer, but until we get version 8, which is in beta right now for some individuals, I can't do the complete market analyzer like I have in multi-charts. This is also why I use both multi-charts and NinjaTrader. Every trading platform has deficiencies. I haven't found the perfect one yet. Okay? So I use everything at my disposal to make money. That's the bottom line. Is it worth the effort? Well, this morning it was worth the effort. Oh no, I wouldn't even want to take that one on. No way possible I would take that in. Me be responsible for a trading platform and order entry and all? Why use the time frame that I use? What's the edge? There's no edge in a time frame. Edge comes from you and your indicators and how you read the chart. Why do I use the time frames that I use? It's really pretty simple. I want to know if I'm going to lunch, I've got 45 minutes, or I've got 180 minutes, or I've got 720 minutes. I need a time period. I need that. The market doesn't need a time period. I need that. There's no edge in a time frame. Edge is, it comes from reading volume. It comes from reading your charts. Time doesn't give you an edge. It just gives you an endpoint. Yeah, magical time frames. Everybody trades a 15-minute. Well, that tells me I wouldn't want to trade a 15-minute. Okay, why not trade a 12-minute and get 3 minutes head start? That's like everybody drives a Chevy. Does that mean I want to drive a Chevy? No. Of course, that's the purpose of volume, is to read the buyers and the sellers. Right. You might like a Volt, but I like a Jeep. Okay? There's nothing wrong in it. Does your Volt crank when you need it to crank? Okay. It's good for you. Does my Jeep crank when I need it to crank? Sure. Does it get me where it's supposed to? Yep, it does. All right. We're good to go. It's just, there's nothing magical. What's magical is probably the scanner, the way I have it set up. What's magical is the fact that we can nail this divergence before the magenta peak even comes in to give me a heads up. That's magical. It's the intraday zones, Artemin. We've had those for about 2 years. A lot of people want to know why I don't show all of the indicators. Number one, I don't think there's a computer built that could handle everything at one time and do a trading room. Not right now, anyway. When Ninja Trader 8 comes out, we have a better chance of that happening. Okay? But, I mean, just like you're seeing this crude short divergence right now, okay, this is early. But, you know, I can just about guarantee you crude's going to go down at some point. And it's either going to be tomorrow or it's going to be Monday or Tuesday of next week because you're already getting that short divergence there. Okay, you've got an ADX value at 45. So I know this is a daily chart, so it might take a couple of days for that to transpire, but it will transpire. This has given me a heads up, okay? That's magical because I got a heads up. I had it on the NASDAQ. I had it on the S&P 500. I had it on the Euro. I had it on the Euro before this movement even started down. Okay? Yeah, crude ADX is at 66. Okay? The RSI is at 45, and you're getting short divergence. It is the combination of across that row that's telling me, okay, crude is going to go down. Do I need to jump into it now? No. It's not the right time because I need that bar to end, okay? It may be 2 days before that actually comes in. But I know it's a heads up. Do y'all understand that now? I don't care what the experts say. I don't know what they use to determine that. And I try to stay away from what experts say. All you do is insert the THD volume divergence indicator. Right click. Insert study. Select the THD volume divergence. You'll get a lot of columns there, Dan. The only thing that I show is the actual divergence. I also have a video on it on the website. I think it's under multi-charts videos. The green ones, it just means it's doing what it's supposed to do. This one has got divergence on the 45-minute crude RSI. Doing what it's supposed to do, doing what it's supposed to do, divergence. Divergence, divergence, doing what it's supposed to do, doing what it's supposed to do, divergence, doing what it's supposed to do, divergence, doing what it's supposed to do. I know all of my colors, okay? Green is usually doing what it's supposed to do. Red is a warning sign. It's not all divergence. That's green, 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 red. Red, green, green, red. Red, red, green, green. Good, bad, warning, warning, good, good, warning, 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 good, good, warning, good, warning, good. It's really as simple as that. Yeah, Larry, you have it for TradeStation. Everything that's available on multi-charts is available for TradeStation. TradeStation looks exactly like multi-charts, okay? The difference is multi-charts is a true 64-bit system. It's one of the only platforms right now that I know that is truly 64-bit system. Ninja Trader, they are upgrading to be a 64-bit system, okay? And when they do, we'll probably have a market analyzer that looks just like multi-chart scanner. Currently, I do not have the divergence available for NinjaTrader, but when they upgrade, then I will. But it takes them upgrading to do that. And I do know they have a very limited beta group right now testing it. Then they're going to open up the beta to other users. And then finally, we'll get the final version. I don't use Sierra. There just comes a point where, if I don't use the platform, then I'm not going to put my indicators in that platform. Yeah, I just don't like Sierra. No, I don't really use volume to see who's in charge, the bulls or the bears. I use volume to give me a heads up as to what's going to happen in the market. It's not a matter of who's in control. You made a lower low there, and you made a lower low in volume. You should not do that, a higher low in volume. It should not do that. That tells me that on that bar right there, sellers withdrew their support. That means that they're going to go back and they're going to test for buyers. And based on what I'm seeing right now, they're going to come above 17,800. That's what the volume is telling me. It's not a matter of who's in control. It's a matter that right now they want to go back and they want to test for buyers. It is the result of the buying test that will tell me whether this market will continue down or whether this market will continue up. Now, These are the orders I have so far. I've got a spread. I sold the top of the spread. It's called the ceiling at 13.40 on the euro US dollar. My statement here is that the euro will be less than 12.60 by 11 a.m. I already have a profit target on that because that is a binary. This is the S&P 500. It is a spread. It is to the upside, okay? And the ceiling is at 2110. This is a binary, and this statement is that the NASDAQ will be greater than 43.96. If you look down here, I already have a profit target at 65. That means that it has to get above this level to touch my profit target. On the USD Swiss franc, I also did a spread. I bought the 9100 area on Wall Street. I also did a spread right at 17,800, and I also did a binary saying that Wall Street by 4 o'clock today will be above 860. It does not have to get there because I've got a profit target in at 45. It does have to get close to there. So let's say it's got to get to 850, 855 to achieve my profit target. If I were to close everything right now before the market opened, I would have a profit of $925 as it stands right now. Now, I'm not going to manage these because I am trying to teach in the room. But this way you see everything I have. The spreads, they will either expire in the money or they will expire worthless. Could you enhance that further and say, okay, if it comes up here or it comes down to 0840 on the Swiss franc, well, let me bring up the actual USD Swiss franc because that's the future contract. Let's see if I have one. No, let me do one. Okay, this is the USD Swiss franc. On the USD Swiss franc, the ceiling is up here at 9,300. And I probably actually need to load CD. So let's say that it comes up here to 92.22. I know that that is a significant level on a 720-minute chart. If it gets there, would I think about taking profits? Yes. Could I take profits now knowing that I'm at 75 on a 15-minute chart and that we may actually retrace? You could, if that is what you wanted to do. That's about trade management. I am out until 3 o'clock this afternoon. So if I change this into a 45-minute chart, you can see that you're at the congestion zone. I would anticipate it coming back to test this ATR. The key is, do we have time for that to occur before 3 o'clock and still come up to 92.22? That is the key. Any questions on that? It was an 8:30 report today. The only thing that it really moved was gold, which is typical for unemployment claims. Yeah, you very well could do that, Dan. And right now you're up like $400, well, $390 on the spread. If you wanted to lock in that profit, you could. I'm not going to tell you what to do because I don't give out trading advice. About quarter till 8. Between quarter till 8 and 8 o'clock. No, I haven't heard from him this week. Usually I do. I've seen the magenta peaks. He's probably trading. We're going to watch and see what happens at market opening today. Yeah, I don't watch the bond markets, so. Market's going to do what the market wants to do when the market wants to do it. That is my take on it. Because we had a heads up, if we closed all the positions right now, we've made $1,300. That's the advantage of having the scanner. Does it work like that every day? Nope. I wished it did. It would be really nice if it did. Yeah, Dan, do that one. Just double up. In most of these, I'm out until the end of the day or until 3 o'clock. Yep. If you're getting them on the higher time frames like today, yep, and you just got the magenta peak on crude. You see that? You see how that was a heads up? Then it came in. That's the advantage. And we had it on all of the markets today. Well, I'm much more confident now that the beta's out for the 50 users. So I think my programmer is one of them. So I'm going to talk to him. It's not that they've been real slow. It is a major rewrite. And I cannot stress that enough. You just have no idea. It really is major. This is exactly what I'm talking about. You see how they broke that congestion dot here? And they're heading back to test to see if this ATR is going to resist price. You see this over and over and over and over in these markets. And all I'm doing is trading those. That's all I'm doing. I'm using that to time my entries. That's it. Or time my exits. Whatever the case may be. I think this is going to be the key area for gold right here at 190.9. It's probably where the ATR on the 180 is going to end up being. That's the area that I would watch. And for those of you that don't know, you can actually trade gold and crude now overnight with the binaries. I've done a couple of them already because we're seeing big movements in gold and crude overnight. And you can actually get into them at, I believe it's 6:30 in the evening. So you don't have to wait until the next morning at 8 o'clock now. Yeah, just the dailies. It is a nice addition. I didn't think Yellen would move the market yesterday, but she put her foot in her mouth. Did y'all notice that? Over stocks that are overpriced, what she considers to be overpriced. Yeah, I did too. Well, I know they're trying to do a bill that will break up big banks, and now they're going to break up big stocks, I guess. Damn control freaks. Leave the market alone. Let the market do what the market does. That's my feeling on it. We just got too much government. Too many people saying to do too many things. Sometimes they need to butt out. Yeah, I know, Dan. Really. Yeah, but that's just looking for a scapegoat, in my opinion. Anybody will do. Yeah, I know the guy that changed the rules back on silver and pork bellies, too. It is what it is. It's the markets. The markets don't necessarily play fair, and people need to realize that. It's markets. It's based on supply and demand. Period. And and this is why I don't buy into all of that junk. Okay, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 trades. Every one of them we called in the right direction. So if they're leaking reports or whatever they're doing, then the indicators are picking it up. And really, that's what it boils down to. Did they pick it up yesterday? Guys, did they pick it up yesterday? No. And did they pick it up the day before? No. Because I did not even register that we were in a congestion zone. Did I blame the indicators? No. How many of you were in the room Tuesday and Wednesday and I got it wrong? Huh? Well, actually, Tuesday I got it right in the room, but wrong in my account. That was pretty good. That was the best day ever. Made money in the demo and lost money in my live account. That was a good day. But nobody heard me blame my indicators. It is what it is. You have good days, you have bad days. Get used to it. And it is the way it goes as a trader. It's not on my target yet. It's at 47 on my demo account. And I've got my target set at 65, so. If I had set it at 40, it would have already closed. You're getting divergence on the Swiss franc right at the ATR because it's in my scanner window. This is what I'm talking about. You're getting a long divergence. It's 102 ticks back to that ATR. This is a magenta peak. I know that because it's dark red. So that means it's going to come down on the future side. No, I'm checking on the euro now because I may close the mod area on that. And the first thing I do is actually cancel the order I have in. I'm going to close the binary because I know that we're fixing to go into time decay, and it would still have to move another 20 pips to be in the money. It's probably going to find support around here because we're at a daily high and low. I just went ahead and closed that and locked in profits. Also went ahead and closed the USD Swiss franc because we were getting volume divergence at an ATR. Not willing to risk the profit that we made on that one. On the Wall Street, I'm out 6 hours. And I would need it to get to this blue line up here. I'm going to wait and see if it reaches up to here before I decide whether to close it or not. On the S&P 500, it may come back and test 43.84. On the NASDAQ, which is a binary, with it being at a congestion dot and knowing it's going to come down, but I still got 6 hours in that. 6 hours and 21 minutes. You could take profits or just leave a profit target in. Now, I did go above 1 to 2 risk to reward ratio. If I was doing 1 to 2, I've already got it. Yes, that is exactly what you do, Keith. You look at a 90-minute. I was trying to see if we had anything showing a potential magenta peak right now on the euro, and we don't. I do think it will go and take out 67 on the euro. So on that spread, well, yeah, I'm just going to hold that spread open. So any questions today, guys? If there's no questions, I'm going to end the room today. I hope everybody enjoyed it. Be back next Thursday, same time, same place. And for the others, I'll see you Saturday at 10 o'clock. My vacation is, let me look. I make some weird noises. I've discovered that after reviewing these videos. It's May 17th through the 23rd. I will not be answering emails or anything else that week. Saturday, we're having a 10 o'clock session, Larry. I'm going to post the meeting ID today. It will be on the annual members page. Okay? All right. Everybody have a wonderful day. Again, I'll see those of you in the Saturday webinar, or I will see you next week, one of the two. Everybody have a wonderful day.